Today we're looking at the AI image generation platform called Dzine. It used to be Stylar AI, but it's recently had a name change, so now it's Dzine. Here we are on the dashboard. Across the top we have our recent projects, then we have AI tools and more things on down there that we can work with. But let's start off pretty simple and just look at a project. We'll start a new project just by clicking the big plus button. We can give it a name, select the aspect ratio, hit apply, and that brings us into this workspace where we have a canvas. We've got some tools down the left. Across the top we have our layer editor, and then down the right is where we would see results from anything we generate and be able to see our layers. I'm going to come over here on the left to this text to image. As you hover any of these tools, it gives you a little preview of what that tool does and explains it a bit. After clicking that button, we now have our text to image where we can specify the style, enter our prompt, set the aspect ratio that we want, turn on or off high quality. It's on by default, and if you want advanced features, those include a negative prompt and a seed. For now, I'm just going to leave the style at no style v2. I love that name, and I'm just going to paste in a prompt that I whipped up with AI and hit generate. Over on the right side, our generations have appeared. We have 4 of them to look at. I really like that when I just hover over any of these images, they enlarge in the center of the screen. I don't have to click anything. If all you want to do is take an image and go, click the download button that's on the bottom right corner of the little preview. If you want to work with this image and get it into our workspace here, double click on it and it adds it to the canvas. Since we're not generating anything right at the moment, I'll go ahead and close this little window out. I want the whole thing on screen, so I'm going to come up here and grab this hand grip, and then I'll just drag this over to the left a little bit. And now that I have something on my canvas, I get this layer toolbar, and from it I can select, erase, remove the background, edit the cutout. So if you remove the background of an image and what's left isn't quite perfect, you can use edit cutout to clean that up. You can crop the image, and you can also convert it to an SVG or scalable vector graphic. Unfortunately, the AI eraser is a premium only feature, so we won't be able to use that in a free plan. But what I want to do right now is come back over here to the left and select image to image. Now, if you're actually trying to create another image that is very similar to this one, you have the option within your prompt box here to just click auto prompt, and it will describe the image that is on the canvas. I'm going to use the prompt of fun creature living in a fantasy world. We can adjust our structure match, and I'm going to go ahead and turn that down because I really don't want it to match the structure of this image. What I'm looking for is more like the color or style. So we have this color match option, so I'll go ahead and turn that on. And I don't have a face that I'm trying to match up, so we're not going to turn face match on. Generate from there. We'll close out our image to image, come over and see what got generated. This has created 4 variations, and they all have a little creature in them who looks to be fun, but the images overall are very similar to my original image. And for this example, that's okay, because I wasn't dead set on one of these images of the fantastical world that we have. I just wanted to add a creature to it. And what this has come up with is, instead of me having to blend this creature into that environment I created, it's just created a whole new image similar to that environment with the creature already in it. I think we'll go with this guy since he looks the happiest. I'll double click, that puts it on my canvas. And now where did my other image go? Well, if we come up here and click on this layers tab right next to our results, we now have 2 layers. The original is in the back. If we turn off this top layer, we now see that original image that we were working with. We can click the 3 little dots. We'll click that for the layer that's in the background. And this allows us to arrange the layers, rename the layers, download that one layer, or delete that layer. I'm going to go ahead and delete that background layer since my new foreground layer has everything I need in it. Let's come back now to text to image. I'm going to say colorful, whimsical, fun, furry creature. I'll change the aspect ratio to 1:1, leave it on high quality, everything else the same, and click generate. Really what I'm trying to do is create another little creature that I can put in this scene with our original creature here so that A, he has a friend, and 2, so we can experiment a little bit with layering layers and combining different images. And oh, our critters over here came out looking pretty darn cool. Definitely happy, fun, furry. I think it meets all, and colorful, my goodness. So I want to get one that has the whole thing. This guy, like his legs and whatnot are cut off. So I think maybe we'll go with this guy. He looks happy. So I'm going to double click to put him on the canvas. And my goodness, he is big. So let's zoom this out a little bit. And I think I'll just drag him down, grab this handle up here, drag it down, make it smaller. Let's maybe make him about that big. And now let's see what we can do about the background on this guy. Since I have this little creature selected, my layer tools are applying to him. So I'll click remove background. I think that did a really good job. Go ahead and zoom in a bit more. When I remove the background, I like to see it on different colors. So if there's any artifacts that are black or white or dark darker light, they really show up if you move them against different colored backgrounds. I think my little character came out really well. We'll just let him sit right about here. Now let's zoom this out so that we can see the whole thing. Now if I go back over to the layers tab up here on the right, I have my new little creature that I created, and then I have the background scene. Now what I don't like about my new little critter here is that his feet aren't touching the ground. That isn't blended well, and I don't see a specific feature here to be able to do that. The enhance tool over on the left would probably do the job and make it come out well, but that's a premium feature and we're using a free trial account today. But I've got another idea. I'm going to come back to image, clear out this prompt. I'm going to use the auto prompt. It's doing a great job of describing what's on my canvas, the entirety of my canvas. So we've got these two adorable fox-like creatures, and it goes on to explain the original scene. Now for my structure match, I do want to bring that up because I really do want the same image. I just want him to be blended in appropriately so that it looks like he wasn't just dropped in there. So I'm going to take the structure match up to 0.7, which is the high end of this suggested range. We'll leave the color match on. I don't think that face match applies to furry little creatures. We'll leave high quality, and let's generate. I'll go ahead and switch back to the results tab here on the right. I'm going to clear out this prompt. I'm going to use the auto prompt. It's doing a great job of describing what's on my canvas, the entirety of my canvas. All right, our first one, it got the background very well. I don't have any problem with the changes it made to the background, but that fox-like creatures that it had in the prompt, it really went hard on the fox-like. Yeah, those don't look much like my original characters either. Not that one, and not that one. In all of these, it seems to have turned the creature that's on the right, it's turned his wings into like two foxtails. Now again, if I wasn't using a free account and I could upscale, I think that would probably be the way to achieve the blend that I'm looking for. I was just trying a little hack there to see if we could do a workaround and get it the way we want. And perhaps we could if we adjusted that prompt a little bit, but we're not going to keep fooling with it. Over on the left are some other tools, which include an image to video, which is apparently just a preview at this point, but if the actual product turns out as well as what we're seeing in this preview, that should be pretty good. I wouldn't count on it, but it looks good. If you click that right now, you'll be taken to a form to get on a wait list for that feature. They have an AI editor, and if we click that, we get some specific options here like local edit. If we just wanted to edit a small part of the image, you get an insert object. I think this is a great example. We're putting a top hat on a groundhog. The AI eraser, which will take out an object or whatever you brush over and then sort of replace it with what it thinks was supposed to be there if the object is gone. And then of course, generative expand, which is outpainting or expanding the image. They also have a face kit, which is really two different tools. They have face swap and they also have face repair, so you can fix up faces that the AI didn't generate so well. Enhance is an upscaler, increases the resolution, adds detail. And then they also have product background, which looks pretty good. I haven't gotten to play with it yet, but it looks like you can take a product you've got the background removed from, and you can either use existing background shades or colors to have your product stand out, or you can AI generate a background that you want to put your product in. You can upload an image if you want to bring it in here to this project workspace and make it its own layer. You can also add text. Just click the big T and then drop it on your image wherever you want the text to be. And now you have the options to pick the font that you want, the size, and all the other text properties. I'm going to click on that and delete it since I don't really need text. You have a brush tool here where you can draw either on a blank canvas or on the current canvas. So if we click draw on the current canvas, I'm terrible at drawing, but if we wanted to draw a something, I don't know what we would draw over here. When we're finished making that drawing, we can hit done. And now our little drawing of whatever it is, that blob I just drew, is its own layer. So we can move it around. We can make changes to it. Over on the layers tab, you can see it is its own new layer with a transparent background. I'll go ahead and delete that because it's terrible. I'm going to go ahead and rename this project. Currently I have it at untitled. I'm just going to call it critters and apply that. And something that sets Dzine apart from other editors that I've seen is everything for this project, my critters project, is contained here within this workspace. All the images that I've created for this project, all the layers, if I click on layers, there they are. That's also something that is not super common in AI image generators. Some have that, usually within their editors, but here it's part of one central project workspace. And if I go back to the dashboard, back to home, and look at another project, So we've got our critters project right there. If I come over here to this untitled project with this fruit in a basket, you can tell that before I figured out how this whole project deal was working, and I was using it like other AI image generators, I created fruit baskets and then I created a car. And that's when I realized, oh, if I'm moving on to doing something different, that should be in a different project, not in the same one. I would delete these things that don't go together, but unfortunately in the free plan, if I try and delete, I get a message that that is a premium feature. While we're here, I can show you what it generated. Some different fruit baskets. The only thing that I noticed on one of these, I think it was this one, is that the pumpkins are not really that proportionate. They're about the same size or maybe a wee bit bigger than apples. The cars came out very detailed and adhered well to the prompt. Also, if you're seeing this watermark on the bottom right where it says Dzine, images generated by free users are watermarked. And if I didn't mention it already, any images that you generate as a free user are public. You can't make them private. That's something I'm not a fan of, like, at all. Now, back on the dashboard, the AI tools that we see below here are the ones that we went through down the left-hand side of the screen in the project workspace. And most of these are premium features. The create your own styles, both of these are premium. One is the style swapper, where you're basically using image guidance and you're trying to reference the style of the image. And then style learner is like fine-tune model training, where you can upload a bunch of images or use a bunch of images that you've generated to create your own style. In Dzine, they refer to models and all those things collectively as styles. Where I clicked the no style v2, you can pop in here and choose from a whole bunch of different styles. They've got them organized by basic category, a bunch of different realistic styles, and then you've got all kinds of other things down to jewelry and anime and stickers and just all kinds of stuff. There is quite a focus in here on architecture, interior design, and product photos. We have some tools highlighted here like 2D to 3D, where you take a 2D image and have it converted into a 3D appearing image, logo effects, sketch rendering, where you can take a sketch and fill it in, paint it in, put all the colors and finishes on, and coloring book generator. You also have AI portrait filters, the design sketch. You also have some tools for stylizing profile pictures, AI photo filters, avatar creators, or change clothes. Now the change clothes is all premium. The community page, as always, is a showcase of images that have been generated. There's quite the variety in here, I will say that, and some good looking images. I wouldn't expect anything less in the gallery though, although I've certainly been surprised lately by what shows up in galleries. So what's my bottom line on Dzine? I really like the interface. I like the look and feel. I like how slick and smooth everything is. I like that they have avoided some unnecessary clicks for some things that often get overlooked. Quality of images that it generates seems to be really good. Now, I've only had limited experience with it, but what I've done so far, there hasn't been anything that's been just horrible. I really like the use of layers, and although it's different, I think I kind of like the idea of the project being self-contained. And I think that could be particularly helpful for folks that are finding themselves bringing a bunch of assets together to create one image or one piece of art, because it keeps it all contained right there within the same project. I think if you're working with design, whether it be architectural design, interior design, product design, and marketing, anything that is pulling together multiple assets to try and create something, I think that's where Dzine probably shines the brightest, is being a designer tool that has a whole bunch of AI tools built into it. If you want to take Dzine for a spin, there's a link in the description. It is an affiliate link, so if you end up making a purchase, I may receive a small commission, and I sincerely appreciate that when folks use my affiliate links. Thank you very much. Let's pop over here and take a look at the pricing of Dzine. For free, and I wouldn't really call this a free plan or a free tier even really, it's more of a very limited free trial. You can get the lay of the land and figure out if you like the images it's generating basically, but a lot of the features are restricted to just premium or paid plans. Currently, the free plan is 30 credits per day and they reset at midnight every day. You're in the low priority queue, which means you're not going to be as fast as the paid users. I'm totally cool with that. But as I said, all your generations are public. You are not granted a commercial use license, and you can only have one job running at a time. The standard plan for $10 a month gets you 2,000 fast queue credits per month, and they do have credit rollover up to 6,000 credits max. No watermark when you're on the $10 plan. You can have 3 jobs running at a time, and you do get commercial use licensing. If you move up to the professional at $30 a month, you get 6,000 fast credits per month and unlimited regular queue generations. They do do also offer a 7-day free trial on the premium plan, so if you want to try out those premium features, that's another way you can do that. If there's specific features in here that you wanted to know more about or you wanted to see detailed tutorials and walkthroughs on, let me know. Until then, thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.